recording.
No, Monday the 8th. Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm with you guys to another One Take podcast. Got the crew with me, got the Prime Hokage, and the Jit Anime with me. It is Monday, June 7th. You gotta put, wait. Monday, June 8th. My bad, you guys. Got a pretty good show for you guys today. We're covering some anime, covering some movie stuff. So, but the first thing we're gonna dive into is one thing that affected our childhood. Some of us may have liked it, some of us wasn't as big of a fan. Inuyasha is coming back, but in a different way this time. It won't be Inuyasha and Kagome as the central pieces. It will be the children of Inuyasha and Sashomaru. So, from the synopsis, apparently Sashomaru had 2 kids by a human lady. I don't remember that happening. Nonetheless, he had 2 kids, and one of them ends up falling into a tunnel and goes to modern-day Japan. It is raised by Kagome's younger brother for 10 years until she finds her way back home. Her sister missed her, but she doesn't remember her at all. So it's this weird dynamic going on with that. And in order to, not only that, her sister is also a demon slayer. Nice little callback to what's been going on lately. And she's being trained by Kohaku, who is Sango's younger brother, who's died and came back numerous amounts of times. And there is going to be the 3 of them, Sashomaru's 2 daughters, as well as Inuyasha and Kagome's daughter, going on adventures, which seems to be pretty interesting to me. But I don't know if you guys think about that.
I mean, just going off the fact that Inuyasha was one of the ones I actually watched a while back. It's a bit long, a little bit underrated, but also a bit long. But still stuck through it. I really enjoyed it. Had some of the best, not theme songs, but ending songs of any anime that I can even think of, or closing songs. Love basically the entire show, or the premise of it, basically the manga version, or the manga. Everything else that was added to filler was actually a little bit different. But them coming back, getting to see their story, I was happy where it ended. I felt the final act was a little bit rushed compared to the rest of the series. So I'm glad we're getting more of the closure with the characters. But yeah, I like the premise, I like the idea, and I think it's going to introduce a lot of new younger girls to the Inuyasha fan base. The reason I'm saying that is because I actually owned the movie collection DVD box set. I actually let someone, basically one of Angelo's uncles, borrow it for his daughters. And they apparently rewatched it so much they ended up breaking the DVDs, which was a little bit upsetting, but whatever. I'd already bought a replacement set by that point because I kind of figured the girls would keep playing it. So, yeah, it's what it is. But little girls tend to enjoy Inuyasha. Not sure why, but apparently here's a new wave of generation for the Inuyasha fans, which I am also an Inuyasha fan, but not a little girl.
Yeah. Prime Hokage isn't really a fan of Inuyasha. Would you like to tell the people why you are not a fan of Inuyasha?
I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan. I watched it just like y'all did. It's long. It is so long, and then there's so many episodes. It's like this has nothing to do with the main story. So I saw the article. The synopsis sounds good. The artwork looks good, but I think this is gonna be one of them animes where it's a season in, and y'all are telling me I need to watch this, and then I'll watch it. Like I highly doubt I'll watch this when it debuts, just because Inuyasha is good. Like, don't get me wrong, like it is good, but like, would I watch it again today? Hell no.
I respect that. To me, it was right in that tier with like a lot of other stuff. I like it, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Like it was like around that, but all it fit in line with all those. It does have a lot of stuff that didn't matter at all. You know what I'm saying? But I think coming off of that, I think that this show would know, hey, we can take out all this fluff, just random ass shit happening. it's not necessary. Hopefully, it's one of those anime or manga, however they do it, that does the whole 12-episode season, because those shows like have one specific story they're trying to tell, or it's 12 or 24. I would prefer 24, but like those know exactly trying to tell a full story and like a season.
They know where they're going.
Yeah, so hopefully that's the thing. And it seems like to me, from the synopsis and stuff, it seems like it's more about Sashomaru's kids than it is Inuyasha's.
Correct.
Which is odd to me, because Sashomaru was always cooler than Inuyasha, granted, you know what I'm saying? But it's just weird that they, out of the three that they're following, mainly it seems like we're following his two.
Well, to me, it actually makes sense because of the way Final Act ended. Final Act included with Sashomaru actually having this girl basically be infatuated with him. That's why I think, because that built up new fan base that was never answered. Of course, they obviously ended up getting answered because they ended up getting together and having kids. But I feel like people were asking for that more. They were asking for more of that, and that's probably why they ended up going this route. Which I'm cool with that. Again, Sashomaru was always cooler. So.
Also, isn't Inuyasha's kid like a quarter demon? Because he's already a half demon. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Now that I think about this, because it just kind of came to my mind when I was thinking about the fact that I think it's Toa, or no, not Toa. What's the daughter's name? Moroha is a demon. No, that's not her either. Which one is? It's one of these girls who is a demon slayer. One of Sashomaru's kids. Oh yeah, it's Setsuna. She's a demon slayer that she tries on the Kohaku. Which got me to thinking. When I look back at Inuyasha, I get a lot of and I think about Demon Slayer, I feel a lot of similarities in the two. Like, you know what I'm saying? It gives me that same vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's demons and swords. So yeah, it definitely.
They're all based in that era. They're all based in like that time frame. Even though Inuyasha is based a little bit earlier, but they still kind of got that same kind of feel. I feel Demon Slayer is probably a little bit more technologically advanced because of the train, etc.
Yeah.
Where in Inuyasha, I feel like they're still a bit more feudal. And I think, like, if anything, they're catching like the end of that feudal era, starting to get more like late 1800s, maybe early 1900s in Demon Slayer. Whereas Inuyasha, I feel, is like in the 17th century. So there's like 100 years apart, maybe 1600, maybe 200 years apart. 16th, 17th century.
It's just and I don't think that would be a fantastic crossover. Because even when I just think about what Naraku it was, and when I think about what Muzan is, it's kind of like quite a little bit more similarities than you think. You think about Tanjiro, you think about Inuyasha, you think about Sashomaru, you think about the other. I do not know the guy's name. The guy who's way more advanced. He's a Hashira. It's like a lot of similarities. Granted, they don't got like the love interest. Inuyasha definitely is kind of like a chick. Can be for like chicks or whatever. Or just females who enjoy anime, but just like the whole love aspect. And I'm not saying that only females like enjoy the love aspect of it. It's just
backtrack a little. You're about to get canceled.
Oh my, but it's just I don't know. I think I would love to see a crossover between those now.
I just personally like the drama that was in Inuyasha at the very beginning, but yeah, that's so basically it's still cool premise. I'm definitely gonna end up watching it. Maybe not as soon as it premieres. I'm definitely gonna watch it as probably 2-3 episodes in.
I can't see myself not watching that first episode.
No, I'm gonna watch the first episode, but I'm probably gonna just wait like 2 weeks after that so it actually builds up a little. Because I remember watching Inuyasha as a kid and having to wait every Saturday to watch it. It was a pain, and I was slightly upset. I don't want.
That was literally just about every show that we watched as kids, though.
DBZ came out weekly, so there's other shows I was comparing it to that came out at the same time. Yu Yu Hakusho was the one that also pissed me off a bit because the same thing, we had to wait a week. So I'm trying to
Exactly.
make sure. I'm trying to make sure some of those repressed memories and feelings don't come out. So I'm probably gonna wait a little bit.
I do it now with like Black Clover, so it just gives me something to talk about that week. So I don't mind
Fair
that at
enough.
all.
Fair enough.
Now we're
So
gonna dive into another a new anime that's currently like going on, and we wait on the second season to come out this year. I want to say, and that's the Rising Shield Hero, which was definitely a surprisingly really good anime because once you think about the premise of it's another one. What's the name of those anime, Fred?
Isekai.
Isekai anime where the people are transported somewhere else. You think about every weapon that everyone else has, and this guy has a shield. Like I'll bet he drawing the short fork. I mean short straw. Like, it's like I'm like I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but it was really good.
I'll let you know. Basically, that wasn't the catch. That was not the catch. The catch was anime fans ended up watching it because it was part of the new season, and then something happened. That thing that happened was the false rape accusation, basically, the spoilers, that actually happened to the main character. That's what really set the anime on fire because memes started trending on it. Everything else started shooting up and at it. And I was watching this basically live as it was happening. I was a week out. I didn't know if I was gonna watch it or not. And all of a sudden these memes started popping up, and I was like, I'm watching it. So
Frank, you really like hitting them don't you, boy? God, dog.
it was controversial. It was like, this is different. This is nothing that's really been seen before. You're the one who loves Goblin Slayer, just saying. But that's a different can of worms. That's a different can of worms. Anyway, point being, I've never had, that I can remember anyway, I've never had a main character actually have an accusation like that in anime and actually have to deal with the repercussions and see what it's. But he was innocent the whole time, which we saw he was innocent.
Okay. Let's,
Because listen. That's not why I started watching that.
that is not the reason I started watching that anime.
I just heard it was good, man. Like I don't.
It's just a good show. Like that is not what did it, because y'all told me about it, so I was late as I have been to most things. And I think like most people, Rising of the Shield Hero, I was like a lot of people in the world that he was in. I was like, why do I want to watch the guy with the shield? So I started watching anime, and it's like, okay, he the underdog. Let's see what he got, and then he starts to seem to be a guy who cares, and even though he want to pretend like he don't, especially with
Raftalia?
and the other, what's the other girl he got with him?
Oh, he got Raftalia, and I think it's Philo.
Right. He tries to act here, and then I think at one point, how everybody's against him, right? Like the moment he shows up, and how he's like, I'm gonna do what I need to do for me and to take care of people. And how he kind of cleaned up a lot of their messes and stuff like that. Like that's what kind of got me, that he was going around, and despite what everybody was saying, like he was still trying to do the right thing. And I kind of liked the ending of the first season, how it kind of came full circle for him and whatnot. It was a really good anime, one that I'm looking forward to the second season. Like I will be on that one and watching it as it go through. But it's a great all around show. It does piss you off. Like I don't remember who. Yeah. I think it might have been Paul who told me, like, bro, that shit is going to piss you off sometime. And it was like there was plenty of episodes where it's kind of like cause Lost in Space.
Yeah. You just can't win. It's like gotta take an L every day.
And you want to stop watching it, but you keep watching it because you want to know what happens, but it keep pisses you off. Like is that kind of love-hate relationship with that show? But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I wrapped. That's one of the anime. It caught me quick that y'all told me to watch, and I finished it quick. Like it didn't take me long to get through. Like I was actually disappointed that I was getting to the episodes. Like damn, I only got 2 more left. Damn, like animes that was good to me. Like I was sad that I was finished with it.
But even when now, sorry, go ahead.
And like another thing that that got me was a lot of anime that I'm seeing, like Well, I think around the same time I was picking that one up, I think I picked up Wise Man's Grandchild. The time I was reincarnated as a swine. You have a lot of these characters who are just overpowered as hell, and I'm not just a huge fan of that. I like my heroes to really go through some shit. That's probably why I love Vegeta so much, because like the guy doesn't win. You know what I'm saying? But I know once he finally does get that big win, it'll mean that much more. And like in Rise of Shield Hero, the guy, like back to what you know what I'm saying, Legit Anime was saying, like, yeah, that rape accusation was a pretty big deal. The fact that the one person who was on the team betrayed him. It's like the king really don't miss. It's like so many different things. And so to see that, like that whole arc, and for him to get to where he's at by the end of that anime, I really enjoy. I'm not really a big fan of people just being handed like this great power, you know?
Agreed.
Right.
And see, actually,
one thing I would say that was kind of interesting is as we watched him in his journey, his weapon, his shield, really
upgrading
in the amount of things and attacks and things that he could do. I don't know if I don't know if I like it or dislike it, but it seems that the other heroes were very one-dimensional as far as like what attacks they could do, right? Like in the battles that we saw, like they kept cycling through, like, you know, they maybe had 1, 2, or 3 attacks. I don't remember. Each one seemed to have 1 or 2, 3, 2 or 3 things that they could do, but he didn't, right? I think that I don't know if I liked that or didn't like it, because like as we got toward the end of the anime and we got to the third wave and whatever the case may be or whatever, and we saw them fight, like they weren't doing anything. Like they had weapons, but didn't do anything.
But see, that's the emphasis on what's happening on the anime that I liked. It emphasized him just growing and learning how the game works. He learned, he actually sat down and listened while all them out went on basic adventures and just boosted, level up. They never actually learned the mechanics of the game, which we all know basically.
Say that because they did teach him some stuff that he didn't know that I think are very important mechanics of the game. Like as playing MMOs, right? Like you playing it, like stuff that like I think I ain't gonna say like he learned all the mechanics of the game, because there was some stuff that he needed that found out helped him out a great deal. So I think they both knew valuable things to one another.
I was going off the fact that basically they level capped him. Since they level capped him and they kept leveling up, he had to use his resources and find out what other mechanics he could use to help him in a fight in the game. Whereas they just kept getting like, they basically tried to OP themselves, and they were able to handle all the minor issues. But when like an actual boss came by, they didn't have enough versatility in their abilities. It's like they have like one attack. Let's say a sword slash attack, right? They just boosted that one attack and didn't bother to learn other ones that might help.
It worked for Zenitsu.
Yes, but it's fine whenever you have one character that does it, not when a bunch of people do it.
Works for Zenitsu.
I get that, but like it's also the fact that like, well, I have a shield. It's harder for me to do shit with the shield, and that I have to think that much more creative since I have a shield. Like, think about if you get into a fight. I ain't gonna say get into a fight because you just hit somebody inside the head with a damn shield. But hey, if I got a sword, it's easier for me to like cut, stab, slash. You know what I'm saying? But like, this shit, I gotta really be creative with this shit.
Captain America.
Yeah. That man know how to work a damn shield. For real, that man know how to work a damn shield.
But the point is, sorry, go ahead. Well, basically, I was going to wrap my stuff up by saying it was like my favorite new anime of last year. Out of all the new animes that came out, it definitely was my number one slot. Just because of how I liked how the development happened between the two characters. The two side characters with Philo and Raptalia. Besides Naofumi, they also ended up growing and kind of progressing. But
that's a big statement, Fred.
That is a very bold statement, Fred.
Wow, I didn't know it was your favorite new one of last year.
Yeah, it was a favorite new one of the last year. Because I mean, there was Fire Force, there was Demon Slayer, which, by the way, Demon Slayer actually is the second spot of the new anime from last year.
Demon Slayer
Vinland Saga probably takes third.
Oh
And then
my Jesus, this is some whoa
I'm just I'm just going off new anime that came out last year. But
Awesome.
regardless,
I get you. I'm just thinking about all the anime you named. I'm thinking like
I mean, there's a bunch of them, but just going off
some
that
damn
because it
good
was
ones, dog. Some damn good ones, man.
they're good. But no, for me, like it's the story to me flowed because to me it honestly felt like a breath of fresh air. There was something different about this anime compared to everything else because again, like you said, a Wise Man's Grandchild came out. Before that, what was I watching right before that? I was watching My Hero actually. So I was watching My Hero, and then I was so basically you see a kid who's learning how to control his powers, who's overpowered, but he has the power, right? And then you see basically 100% underdog, like you mentioned. And to me, it's just like, I mean, it's a really good story, and I really was upset that it basically ended where it ended. I wanted to go further. Oh, and the pleasure of uh, I forgot the girl's name. I'm just calling her bitch. Of her getting named bitch and getting named slut.
Oh
That was
my God! Listen,
revenge. It's
listen.
revenge.
Hold up. Okay,
Fred,
listen.
Fred,
It's
Hey
revenge
you gotta
man,
start.
I didn't know where you were
You
going,
gotta
dog.
start
from the beginning.
in your statements a little better than that. You
The
Okay.
man, he said
times.
pleasure.
So
You ever
I'll explain it like this. For anyone
you
who's
watching a
watched anime,
hentai version of this, man? I was
no,
like, what is
no,
happening?
no. So anybody wondering about that, basically, the girl who accused the main character of a false rape allegation, it turns out her and her dad were in cahoots to get rid of the Shield hero. It turns out that her mother was actually the queen, and in that kingdom, the queen actually is the main central royal figurehead
It's a
above the king.
matriarchal society.
Exactly. And they
Women
actually,
don't like women, Fred.
I didn't even know the regular way for the regular. I don't know what the name is for the regular one, but anyway.
The regular
Uh,
way? You mean
yeah.
the men way, Fred? That's offensive.
Oh,
Eh,
oh, God.
historically, it's been happening a lot, so
Said
that's the one that we know from history.
the regular way. To all the female viewers out there, we do not condone this sort of talk.
Okay.
That's why we stopped.
But anyway, going back, she ends up actually getting caught. They end up actually turning out that the king and his daughter, by the way, who was the one who accused him, they actually end up getting caught, and the queen actually punishes her by changing her adventure name and changing her actual name
Let's be
as
real.
punishment
Let's be real.
instead of
That punishment didn't mean shit because they still free to roam about and they even attempted to kill him again. That punishment didn't mean shit.
at
It
the
was a
moment
little
when that episode
satisfying,
aired.
though. I ain't gonna
It,
say pleasure, but it was satisfying.
I
it
mean,
was
it was
satisfying.
okay.
It was satisfying at the
That's true.
moment, yes.
I wasn't satisfied with it. We should have chopped them heads off.
Yeah, I definitely would have.
But he showed that he was a better hero by sparing their lives and just
Well,
giving them the
Fred,
torch.
I'm not a better hero.
Yeah, he's definitely a better hero than Primal Kage would have been. So yeah, that gives him points because I probably would cut their heads off too. So it would be.
Like that's so because basically to me it felt like a full forgiveness. Not really forgiveness. But basically, he realized that they need people to help fight. So he's more of a being the bigger person.
Yeah.
Off with their heads.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, we're gonna dive into some movie stuff, which is not technically movie news, but in a way, it kind of sort of is. Well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some good things to say about this, or some bad ones. David Ayer wants to release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad because, as a lot of us know, Warner Brothers came in and chopped a lot of what that movie was supposedly gonna do because I think they said it was because a few different movies they were like Warner Brothers was like, hey, make it more like this or we want it more like that. You know what I'm saying? So they ended up the version that we saw wasn't the version that he wanted to be released. They cut out a lot of Jared Leto stuff. My question is, and I think I already got to ask one of y'all. It's like, do we want to see the actual David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad?
So let me start off with saying we can't Oprah the movie industry. We can't do this. You get a cut. You get a cut. You get a cut. We can't go down this path.
Okay.
Now, I think we talked about this before, right? The Snyder cut is going. I feel like it has to be, I, I don't know if significantly or drastically different or the right adjectives to use, but it does have to be different. Like it can't be the same movie with, 2 to 3 minutes worth of different scenes, right? Or you change the music or you change the color scheme. Like you can't do that, right? Like, so I hope, me being one who kind of wanted the Snyder Cut, I hope it delivers. So going back to this, do we know how drastically different this cut was? Like, how was cut from what he wanted,
So
what we saw?
to answer that question, I read an article. This is actually a while back whenever Suicide Squad was still coming up, and I'm not sure if the new one covers this, but I do believe the original villain of the Suicide Squad was supposed to be the Joker. It wasn't actually supposed to be the Enchantress or
Now look,
or I could be wrong with that.
yeah, because now what Curtis said was very good. Good job.
Correct.
Now, this is what I'll say. I agree with you. We can't just keep going back and just give everybody like a chance to like, hey, this is what came out. You gotta take. Sometimes you gotta just take your L and go on about your business.
Unless it's Game of Thrones or Star Wars, Disney.
Take your L, and go on about your business. So now the Snyder Cut, the thing why it works with the Snyder Cut is because yes, there are different films. Like the original Snyder Cut was like a 4.5-hour cut. And so that doesn't happen. You bring Josh Whedon in, he basically makes his own movie. So the version of the Snyder Cut is going to be different. If it's not, Zack Snyder just wasted all our damn time. But now with the Ayer cut, there's been things. Yes, they probably did cut. Like we'll get into this in a minute. The Jared Leto stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that movie is that much different. Even if we do get his cut, their Enchantress is still the villain. You're right, legit. He did want Joker. No. Joker should have been the main villain, but he even said it in a tweet himself. He said, "That's on me. I should have made Joker the main villain." So even in the cut that he wants to come out, it's still Enchantress. And I'm sorry. You can't stop the wave. Like Enchantress did exactly. What's the dude on Courage the Cowardly Dog? He just like
Eustace?
in the wind.
Eustace?
Nah, the dude. He just be like outside, just like just weighing from side to side. Like can't think. That's basically what Enchantress was. And listen, I give Enchantress this. The first version of Enchantress, I like. But once she actually got power and that was tragic. Like the CGI, the CGI like monsters, that was an issue. That's not changing. That's still the same. If you really want to make it bad, you have Enchantress turn regular humans into evil people, and so the Suicide Squad kills them without no remorse because they're killing just because they're bad guys. That's what they do. They kill people, and it doesn't bother them. That doesn't change. There are parts of that movie that do not change. That terrible last scene, I love Will Smith. That last scene with the gun and the slow motion, that is bad. Okay.
So one thing I noticed from Suicide Squad as it was coming out, when you saw the first trailer, it was dark. First trailer, especially the title cut, it was a very dark movie. And as new trailers came out, it kept becoming more colorful, more, I guess you could say, more comedic, almost in nature. And I feel like some of that extra stuff was added like after the cut you're mentioning, and we actually ended up seeing. I feel the first original cut was probably more darker and grittier. But again, it's Harley Quinn. I don't know if we want Harley Quinn to be more darker and grittier because they gave us the best Harley. They gave us the best Harley.
I think it might have been a little dark, but I don't think the tone is that much different. That's what I say. I don't think the tone is that much different. I think Warner Brothers definitely probably came in and chopped some stuff up because he said they gave my film the scissor treatment. Like, it came in cutting stuff and that's probably true. I don't think the script was great from the jump, I just think it had really good characters. I think and they didn't get a lot of time. There's a part where Katana, not Katana, no, it is Katana. She turns evil and fights the squad. Like there's certain things I probably would want to see. It's just I don't think the movie would change as much as finally the Snyder Cut.
No, I don't think so either.
Different from Justice League.
But I will say this though. This is basically one thing I am gonna say. Like I get it, especially with the mindset of it's not everybody can get a cut remake. But I can say that I feel the studios have been, for a while, kind of stopping artistic kind of expression in movies. So with that being said, Snyder Cut coming out, and if it's a huge hit, that's going to be more of a wave, if it could possibly start, of letting artists or directors actually put their visions out there and actually give us something a bit more, with more substance, something that's not just, okay, we can market this really good, we can do instead of looking more business side, and actually probably stick more to the original artistic source of the comics, which is something I've kind of been wanting for a while. I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind. So that's just one thing I see that could be a net good if it actually, say for example, the Snyder Cut does good, and for some reason they bring the Suicide Squad cut out and it does better than the previous one. That's why I can sort of see that wave kind of possibly happening, and them kind of loosening the reins on artists a little bit, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But realistically, it's a long shot. I know.
Here's the thing with that, and I get what you mean, but studios don't look at it how most people look at it. Exactly. They looking at the dollar. We have to see hey, if it makes money, that's what matters to us. We don't care about your creative. They have people who are who probably don't go out to the movies a lot, but they look at analytics and see hey, this type of movie does this well, does well during this time of the year. So hey, this movie's coming out then. I think you need to change this up, and I get it. Now, the people who will let you do what you want, you get free range to make whatever the hell you want. A lot of people over there at Netflix. Netflix to give you, hey, here's $30 million, go make whatever the hell you want and bring it back to us when you finish. But I've seen those movies at times too, because some of those movies are flawed, and they probably could have used a little, hey man, this probably was the best way to go, So it's a catch-22, there's times where it works.
No, I agree. I agree with that point, but also keep in mind, Netflix gives it to younger, not so known directors or everything else up and coming. I'm thinking that's someone who already we know has artistic taste.
They give it to known directors.
Right, they hand it to a lot of well-known actors looking to start directing and directors.
Okay.
And some of the movies ain't that hot.
They not. It's just what it is. It's just a studio has much more to lose,
Right.
Oh no, that's true. But I was thinking more along the lines of I know for a fact. I'm just going off Patty Jenkins. I know she said she had a lot of free reign in making Wonder Woman, and it was just a huge success. I'm just thinking of that mindset.
No, she had free range in making Wonder Woman in 1984.
Oh, so 1994.
A lot. Warner Brothers wanted to cut the No Man's Land scene out of Wonder Woman. Yeah, so she had to fight.
I'm just saying Warner Brothers. Every time we say Warner Brothers, I feel like my heart is about to give out because they just piss me the fuck off.
do that. She earned the fact that now she
can actually get more free reign.
She's doing in Wonder Woman 1984, but now she has free reign to pretty much probably do whatever she wants with that because of the way she fought for certain things to be put in Wonder Woman. There's certain things she probably fought for in that movie that we still don't get to see, and she's probably talked about it times before. It's you have to pick your battles, but that movie still works. I'm honestly, personally, want to know about, and this is kind of getting off subject, but the ending of Wonder Woman. I'm wondering, is that Patty Jenkins' idea? Was that the studio?
I don't think it was.
Hey, we need a big ending.
To me, the ending actually felt a little bit off. If you know what I mean, I felt compared to the thing, how the movie was set up. I guess Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman, but I felt like it was, I don't know.
It felt different.
It felt out of pace, I guess you could say, or not even out of pace.
I watched it yesterday, and while it doesn't necessarily feel like the rest, the dialogue is what like kind of keeps it together for me.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue in that part is probably some of the best dialogue in the whole movie. So I honestly would like to know that, but I digress.
Yeah, we're getting off subject in general, but again, if it comes out, I won't. I don't mind seeing it. Do I feel we need one? Not really.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just my opinion, but just pros and cons.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason, and I think it's gonna like go into our next subject. The reason being is because even David Ayer said, like, yo, Jared Leto got completely misused or mistreated as the Joker.
I kind of agree with
this
that.
guy did a lot. This guy did a lot as the character. Yet once you see this movie, it's like oh, he's in there 14 minutes, and now everybody comparing him to the previous Joker, which was Heath Ledger at the time. So it's like we didn't even get to see this guy like do enough of anything.
Am I the only one who still wants to see more of him as the Joker?
No. I agree. We all want to see more of him.
Like,
we need to see what's going on.
Because I won't lie, the little bit that I did see, I liked personally. It left me with enough to be like, I need to see it left me with enough to be like, let me get a little more of that. Let me get him his own movie with that, whatever. Let me see.
We had this conversation.
Because it's a take on the Joker that we haven't seen. Because Heath Ledger did a great job as the Joker. Wonderful job. We all know that. Joaquin Phoenix, all there was, we know he did a great job. But let's be honest, those Jokers are very similar. And played by what Ledger, I don't think was known as like that great of an actor. Like, we know Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, but I do think their Jokers are more similar to each other than they are to Jared Leto's.
Because of the mental stability and everything else that's actually portrayed in what they actually do.
Much more similar in their. Yeah. I'm not taking anything away from them. Love both of them. Like,
of course, yeah, they're amazing.
They helped make me an even bigger Joker fan. But Jared Leto and what I did see in Suicide Squad, it left me wanting more. Like, I still want to see.
I agree.
Come back as the Joker.
I wouldn't mind either. I would love to see. Give me at least an hour. Not even. Give me at least 40 minutes of the guy in the movie somehow, some way.
Yeah, and here's my thing. And like somebody like tweeted like, "Hey, oh, this is actually it." An image the other day of like all the Jokers from the comics that like the Jared Leto and David Ayer Joker drew inspiration from.
Mm-hmm.
You have Frank Miller's 1986 Joker, Grant Morris's 2008 Joker, Alex Ross's 1999 Joker, Greg Capullo's 2015 Joker. Like, and if you see, there's shot by shot like images of Jared Leto and then the Joker in the comic, and like they're identical. Like, he just didn't get enough time, man. I'm like you. I enjoyed the little that I saw him, and it's just like you didn't get enough of him though. Like, to me, this was the modern day Joker.
Yep.
Think like Heath Ledger's Joker was for that time. Joaquin Phoenix Joker was the 1980s version.
Right.
This Joker was when
2020
purple leather jacket. Leather coat, I mean, with the chains on, like he's a gangster, and he's still crazy as hell. Like that's what the Joker would be.
Exactly.
Like,
actually, the first iteration of the Joker actually was nothing but a gangster, a mobster, like a leader of the mobster. He was in charge of them, and that was back in the 1920s, 1930s.
That also took time, though, Fred. Like, that's not far-fetched.
I know, but the point being is he was a gangster, and then basically Jared Leto's Joker is also a gangster. Or even Jack Nicholson, he was also a mobster. So basically, that's the way I'm looking at it. Like this, they're just doing what is a futuristic portrayal of what a gangster is, changing with the times and how the Joker would be a modern Joker. The same way, like they've upgraded. Yeah, the same way they've upgraded. Like eventually, they're gonna have to upgrade Superman's, cover. Like Clark Kent's job is gonna be like a blogger or something, or BuzzFeed news reporter, because eventually, if they do run out of news reporters, I'm just giving an example, something more internet based instead of something like print based.
Bad example.
No.
Terrible. But listen, better example. They don't wear their drawers outside the costumes no more. Okay.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Right.
It's
So,
just like,
not to get too off topic, but there's like a huge fandom for the underwear outside of the costume.
I'm good.
and they all purrs. Okay. All purrs. I said it. Yeah.
I feel like I have my moments where I like it, but then I'll see in the New 52 or like even him in Cavill's suit, like I'll see these, and I'll be like, nah, bro, underwear go on the inside. Like, you know, it just even Batman, like I'll see like the Batman, because sometimes like I'm not gonna get into it, but I agree with you. There's a fandom out there who is a fan of the red draws.
No, I'm good. No, we're good.
Yeah, man. Listen, that's indecent exposure, right? That gotta be some kind of form of indecent exposure. Because if I go to the store right now with my boxers on the outside of my pants, I'm probably getting shot. I would say go to jail, but y'all pretty much know how that is. I'm probably getting shot. Okay, come on now.
No, we do know the origin behind how they chose that, right?
I don't.
Curious.
They probably all comic book writers probably were purrs. That's why the girls.
No, the circus strongman used to wear an outfit like that. Yeah, circus strongman. That's where they got the inspiration.
I don't know if that's true. I just saw whatever you saw that just said that. I saw it too, and I don't believe that because
comic book writers were horny. That's what
they only wore underwear. Like the strongman back then were only in like Tarzan type underwear and shit.
Yeah, but anyway,
and if that's all you're wearing, of course. What's the point of having it on the outside? Like if you have on pants, why have on drawers over your pants?
Right.
But
all right, what you got for it?
No, I'm good. I'm done.
Okay, that's actually it. I need a random question, and once again, you have to come over too, because this is Monday's vid.
All righty, random question of the day. If you had to pick, since we talking about underwear, one superhero costume you had to wear one day of the week for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One superhero costume I have to wear.
Costume, does that include like Iron Man suit and stuff like that?
Is that not his costume?
Okay, you're right there. That's all I needed to know. That's all I need. I don't see me not picking that. I just can't see me not picking that. Yeah, I'm definitely picking Iron Man suit. I can't. I mean, why not? First of all, I can fly, and if I fall, I'm not gonna be hurt. Okay, so.
Okay.
And I got all the technology in there with me. I ain't got no pride. I probably got a Wednesday or something, you know what I'm saying, helping me do what I need to do. Or probably a Saturday or Sunday. I don't know, whichever one for you. Okay. But like I got one of them, you know, and I only gotta wear it once a week. It probably gets hot, but knowing as high tech that stuff usually be, probably got an air conditioner in there.
Probably got an AC unit in that thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Iron Man suit is.
See, there's no argument with that. I was gonna pick the same thing, but since you already picked it, I'll pick something different but that was gonna be my choice. I'll take Blue Beetle's full mechanical suit.
Hell no, man! Do you know how bad that thing is? First of all, annoying, and it does what it wants me. It wants to.
It's cool, but I'm not wearing that.
As long as I get full control, I'm fine.
I'm not doing it.
You wear it once a week.
He gets to getting full control eventually, so I'm like, shit, I can do the same thing.
Man, do you know how long it takes? Do you think? Okay, okay. I'm just to really think about this for a second. Do you know how long it takes him to get full control of that thing?
Not exactly, but I know it varies depending on the media. Like in Young Justice, it took him like a year and a half.
He still don't got full control of that thing. That thing will still go off and do what it wanted to time.
It got reset and rebooted in season 2.
You watching?
No, so it got reset and rebooted. After that, I started listening to him.
Doc, that thing is terrible. Like that's like a bad. I don't know, man. You gonna be a villain without even trying to be. It's crazy. This gonna be. Let me tell you what's gonna be even worse. He used his on the Saturday. I use mine on the Tuesday, so I can't stop him. So that's what it is.
And Fred, let's be real about it. We know you. I don't think you got that kind of mental fortitude.
Oh, I'll be fine. I got genjutsu powers.
No, bro. I've seen your family. You ain't got that kind of mental fortitude. That shit ain't happening. No. That shit ain't happening, Fred. You ain't got it in you.
Man, you cannot be at home when you got that thing on.
Fred is a straight villain every Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Man, listen, I'm going ghost. I'll never be around. Hell no. Yeah, so, Fred, I see what you were going for. But.
Yeah, I see what you was trying to do.
But again, like I said, my first choice was Iron Man, but it was already taken, so I was like,
Yeah, you probably should have just said, fuck it, and still take it too.
So I got a good one for you guys. I had to pick one superhero costume that I got to wear once a week. My boy, Dr. Manhattan.
You want to be naked and blue?
Oh, yeah, boy. Swanging.
It's a day you gotta stay home, I guess. Okay.
Oh man, I don't. Oh wow, yeah. Nigga want to be in his birthday suit once a week. Not doing nothing in his birthday.
One day a week, Dr. Manhattan in that thing, or out there.
Okay. Gonna be some stuff out, but man, I don't know. Yeah, you guys. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget, DBZ made way for the big three.
That's always. You guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. We catch up with you guys Wednesday.